Ammasco International Limited is one of the first set of inductees into Bank of Industry's Hall of Fame. The company is one of many beneficiaries of BOI's facilities, which has contributed immensely to job and wealth creation in the country. Speaking with the chief promoter of Ammasco International Limited, Alhaji Mustafa Mohammed, during one of our recent visits to the factory in Kano, he shared with us the significant landmarks in his journey through Nigeria's industrial landscape.
I started selling engine oil more than 15 to 20 years. I was in business for more than 30 years. But the engine oil business, I started measuring with cans and bottles. From there, I owned a filling station. From there, then I was advised by the Department of Petroleum Resources, which is DPR, advising me that why not I should go into a blending plant. I don't have money. So I have a feasibility studies of this blending plant for the first of 13 years ago. But I don't have the money to run. I don't have the money to build it. So along the way, I've just heard of Bank of Industry. I now just take my flight to Lagos. I look around, I ask a taxi cab to take me to Bank of Industry at this marina. So when I go to that place, we talk and chat. I say, how can I get loan? They say, it's a matter of, you can apply. I applied without wasting no time. They now call me for presentation. Already, I told you I have my feasibility studies for the first 13 years. I only made some amendments and now submitted to the bank.
After receiving support from the Bank of Industry, the company's products' quality, capacity utilization, as well as market reach improved tremendously.
We have started with 20,000 metric tons per annum. Then we expanded to now 50,000 metric tons per annum. We started with a very good expert in the industry, right from our chemists, expert in the blending, expert in all the process along the way. And we came out with a very good product because we source our raw materials from one of the best refineries in the world in Switzerland. We also buy our additives from one of the major suppliers and the best company in the world, which is Lubrizol in America. So with this quality we are producing, and they are our technical partners. We used to send our people to go for training almost every 3-4 months. They attend the training. If there is any development, any new inventions in the world, they also used to share with us. We marketed our products all over 36 states in the Federation and some West African countries like here, Niger, Chad, Cameroon, up to Burkina Faso and Mali. They use our products. You'll be surprised today if you go to Cotonou in Benin Republic, you will see Ammasco products. They are using it. And I can even remember about 2-3 months ago, someone from Libya, he told me that he saw Ammasco product in Libya. I say, why? Libya is one of the oil producers. He said, well, now Libya is not as it was before. So they used to get some of these facilities from some of the West African countries like Nigeria and Niger.
He highlighted how his relationship with the Bank of Industry has strengthened the company in terms of job creation.
I can tell you, my relationship with Bank of Industry is just like husband and wife. I continue to tell you this because the way I see Bank of Industry is just like a miracle. The people are good, they are standard, and they are the people that will give you loan without even knowing the managing director. They are only after the due process. When they know that their fund will be committed for the investment, they will really support you. So we really appreciate them and we thank them for giving us support. And as you can see, now we have only started with only 45 to 50 staffs here. Now we have 1,200. You too, you can imagine what's the relationship between us and Bank of Industry. Is the relationship good or is bad? So it's very good.
He also related some of the challenges facing his sector and urged government to look into it as quickly as possible.
The challenges we're facing nowadays in the market, there are many, but only very few that I will mention here because of time. Number one is adulteration. Number two is government tariff. Adulteration, whereby you see the imported product, substandard product imported from Dubai and China, they are not standard. When you test and when you take them to the lab and test them, that you see that they are not standard. They are not even good for Nigerian cars and trucks. Number two is tariff. The tariff we pay to government at 10%, while this substandard product imported from Dubai and China, they pay 5%. Imagine, we are the employers of labor. We employ more than 1,200 staffs, direct employment, and we pay them salary every month. But somebody in a corner, just with only him and his wife and secretary, would just write a check and order for 20 to 50 containers of the finished product, which is substandard, and bring it to Nigeria and pay 5% duty. With the employers of labor, now we pay 10%. If you look at this, you know there is a challenge here.
Rumbu Sacks Nigeria Limited is a famous woven sacks and mat manufacturing company in Nigeria and also a long-standing customer of BOI over the past 8 years. Promoted by Alhaji Ibrahim Salisu Buhari, the Kano State-based company is also a BOI Hall of Famer. He told us how he started his business with just 2,000 naira only.
My dad gave me my first capital then of 2,000 naira, which I thank God has turned to what we are today. Most of the businesses we were doing before were mostly contracts and things like that. And believe me, when you get into that, at the time you get fed up due to the nature of how you pursue contracts. You want your independence. And we were thinking of what to do here. And then I think in 1998 or 1999, we decided to start with sacks actually. We bought 12 machines and we started. So immediately I left office from politics, I came straight here. Already the machines were down. And believe me, I just came to visit to see what they were doing here. And I fell in love with what I saw. And that's how we really started, you know. But mostly is for us to have our independence, you know, for us to be self-sufficient, you know. I've done contracts, you know, but really I prefer what I'm doing now. I'm happier.
He narrated the spate of challenges the business faced at inception and how he navigated them through sheer doggedness.
We've had bad times in the factory, but I think we were able to overcome all those challenges, you know. like there was a time, 2003 or 4, when they had some of this violence in Kano that time. So a lot of our staff were not from this part of the country, so a lot of them were jittery. We had to close the factory for about a week or 2 weeks. I think that was one of our lowest point, really, since we started. And then there was also a time that the refinery or the petrochemical plant then, LMA, that were 100% relying on to supply us with our raw material, shut down. So we also had to close the factory for some time because we had to make arrangements to import the PP, and that takes like three months. So we had to cut down to skeletal services. Apart from that, I think these are the major challenges we've had during this our 15 years, But I think each difficulty we get and we pass it, we get stronger.
He could not hide his joy for the support gotten from the Bank of Industry.
We don't know how to appreciate what the bank has done to us, really. The bank has really helped us when it comes, especially funding our plant and machinery. The bank has always been there. If we send in our request, they come, we discuss with them, they do the paperwork, we explain everything to them, and so far so good. We've had a very mutual relationship with them. I think so far we've enjoyed about 6 facilities with them, which we have fully paid back. I think now we're on the 7th one, which will help us finish this expansion we are on now. If we're not performing, they wouldn't even have invited us into the Hall of Fame. So we also thank the bank for that recognition.
He said the assistance he has been receiving from BOI has not only helped in expanding his business, there's also an upsurge in the number of the workforce.
I think we started either 30 of us or 30 something when we had the 12 machines. Today, we're just slightly shy of 1,000 people. By the time we finish our expansion, we'll be heading to about 2,000.
On his source of raw materials, he has this to say.
Now, about 70% of our raw material is imported. We get 30% still from LMA Indoor. Now they are called Indorama. We get from them. But really 70% we import. And sometimes we even get from Chad. Very funny, even not for this security issues that is happening in the northeast, we will have gotten a good stream of our raw material from Chad. And funny enough, that's where most of our goods also go to. In fact, at the time, we were almost doing like trade by water with them. We give them our product and they give us the raw material from there.
The two companies, Ammasco International Limited and Rumbu SAGS, expressed their appreciation to BOI for honoring them with the bank's Hall of Fame award.
No, actually, when I got the first information about it, to be honest, I was happy. Not happy that, okay, at least, I haven't wasted 15 years of my life here for nothing. At least even a third party has been able to recognize what we've been doing here in terms of giving back to society, in terms of employment, in terms of a lot of other things. So I mean, personally to me it means a lot, really, based on my history, okay, that you are doing something, at least that a third party will look at it and say, yes, this guy is doing something well here. I think it says a lot.
I cannot believe it. I cannot even believe what it means until the day we are inducted. After the induction, now I started seeing the effect. First of all, when we were inducted in the Hall of Fame, at that instant, I feel very, very happy. I feel very, very happy. And it gives me courage. It has really encouraged us to do more planning and also to expand more.
The two BOI Hall of Famers also gave useful tips on how to be a successful entrepreneur.
Whatever you do in life, is that you must have passion for it. If you don't have passion, then you will not succeed, really, you know. And I tell a lot of people, today, had I been, I was in another business, whatever it is, you know, I will have made sure, first of all, that I won't even enter it if I don't like it. You know, and whatever it is, I will make sure I'm good at it. There is also risk, to be honest. You know, sometimes you follow your passion and it might not work out. Then your ability and capacity to rise after that fall, I think that's what determines who is who.
For everything you are doing, you have to think twice before doing it. You have to plan it. You cannot plan a journey just instantly. I'm now going to Lagos. Just start going to the airport. You have to book your ticket. You have to book the ticket with the airline. Which airline do you want to go with? What time? You have to plan all this. That's how the same thing is marketing. As the chief executive of the company, I know in and out of my business. I know every debit there must be corresponding credit entry. There must be the debit the receiver and credit the giver. So with all this logic now, everything is vice versa. So you cannot just collect a loan that will not be important to you. Just to say I have money and you'll be paying interest? No, you have to plan. This is what I wanted to do, and from one channel to another, from one channel to another. At the end, what is my investment? What percentage will I get from the investment? Then from there, you can commit your own and commit other banks' money. But whereby you see that there is no good returns in it, you don't need to collect money back. You don't need to collect bank money to go and buy cars. You don't need to collect bank money to go and build a house. You don't need to collect money from bank and go and marry a new wife. So you have to utilize it wisely and gently.